Thank you for joining us. We are just about 2 o'clock. So thank you. Welcome to the Study Abroad for Engineering Students webinar. My name is Lindsay Lohr. I am currently running the communications and marketing for the Study Abroad office. I'm a recent graduate of Arizona State University. I studied abroad when I went to school here. So if you have any questions about what it was like for me when I studied abroad, I'm more than happy to answer those. Our student Cami just sent in the chat the attendance form. So if you don't mind filling that out, that would be great. That way, if you guys have any questions, you can get back in touch with us and we will be happy to help you along your way. So I'm gonna hand it off to Cami. She is one of our student recruiters at the Study Abroad office. She studied abroad in Costa Rica. So let's hear a little bit about her experience.
Hi, everyone. Again, I'm Cameron, or Cami. I'm a student recruiter here at the Study Abroad office. I am majoring in sustainability, getting a minor in Spanish, and getting a certificate in environmental education, which I actually found was my passion through my study abroad experience, which was really cool. So I did go on a partnership program with CIEE, doing the Sustainability in the Environment program in Monteverde, Costa Rica. And some fun facts about that is that Monteverde is a cloud forest, so I was living and going to school in the clouds. And Costa Rica holds 5% of the world's biodiversity, which was really neat for me as a sustainability major. And here are my fun pictures of me holding animals. Go ahead. All right, so today we're going to be talking about COVID-19 updates, why you should study abroad, eligibility and earning credit, the benefits of faculty-directed programs, program showcase, and funding and scholarships, and then some next steps to studying abroad. All right, so I'm sure that COVID-19 is a question or something on everyone's mind, but we are preparing to run programs for the spring, summer, and fall of 2021. And we have a health and safety team that is constantly evaluating the situation where we offer programs to make sure that they are making responsible decisions about what programs can run and what should be canceled. Students review and accept a acknowledgement of COVID-19, health, safety, and security risk form when they're filling out their application. And then we do have an FAQ list on our website about COVID-19 information, which is really helpful. And here's a fun video. I think you have to share your computer sound.
No.
Lindsay.
We don't have any sound.
No sound yet.
You have to share your...
Hear it? Let me try again. Sorry about that. Thank you for your patience. Okay. Better? Okay.
My name is Catherine Hamzachuk. I'm studying biomedical engineering and I studied abroad for a semester in Cape Town, South Africa. It was absolutely incredible. I went to study for a semester and was really excited to be able to take classes at the local university. That was a big part of the experience that I wanted to be able to have, was being able to take classes with local students. We happened to be in Victoria Falls on the same night as the full moon there. I think my favorite overall was being the opportunity to be able to meet the people that I did, and that was both people locally, but also the other really cool people that were there also studying abroad. It's incredible how close you can get to people over the course of just a semester, and I'm absolutely glad that I went on my trip. I haven't regretted it ever for an instant, and wouldn't have traded that experience for anything.
All right, I love watching those videos. I think they're so fascinating and they definitely just put studying abroad in perspective. Anyway, so fun question. What percentage of US students study abroad? We're gonna put a poll up and you guys can answer. I voted and mine disappeared. Is that normal? Okay.
Oh, sorry, I had to share it.
Ooh, fascinating. Okay, so most of you guys voted for the 10%, which is incorrect. Go to the next one. Oh.
Oh, no. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Less than 3% of undergraduate students nationwide study abroad. And it's a really great experience because you gain a professional competitive edge because you stand out on your applications for jobs and internships, as well as medical and graduate school. You boost your you boost your resume and you develop international competence, and you learn to adapt, problem solve, and think critically in a new environment. And I just feel like you learn a lot more about yourself too when you're studying abroad and what you're capable of. All right, and then you will earn ASU credit abroad. So you're going to be taking classes with local students, other ASU students, and international students, depending on your program. I personally, on my program, only had 9 students on my program, and one other student was from ASU, and then everyone else was from different states in the United States, and we didn't get to go to school with local students, but that was just the way my program was set up. But you learn from experts and experience your field of study, hands-on learning, which I thought was really cool for me because I got to see all the biodiversity in Costa Rica. And then there's also an opportunity to complete an internship or research when on your study abroad program. It enhances your Sun Devil experience. 97% of study abroad alumni said that it had a lasting impact on their worldview. You gain insight to different cultures and perspectives, which I think is very, very important. You're going to make friends around the world. I'm still in contact with all the people I studied abroad with, and my host family. I actually messaged them last week asking them questions about a homework assignment. You build confidence, develop maturity, and learn to accept ambiguity, which, as I said earlier, it's a lot of self-growth too. And then you obviously create memories that will last a lifetime. So the eligibility requirements for studying abroad is a baseline GPA of 2.0. It may vary depending on the program, but that is our baseline. You have to be a degree-seeking student in good standing with the ASU Code of Conduct. And then depending on the program, there might be prereq courses, foreign language proficiency, or specific students only, whether that's your major or your class standing. But those will all be listed on the program brochure. All right, as for diversity in studying abroad, we are committed to helping all students find a program that meets their goals. So if you do or you don't see your identity listed below, we have resources for you. So if you have any questions or concerns, we definitely reach out to our office and we can help you get those questions, concerns figured out. All right, another fun question. You can only go on a study abroad program related to your major, true or false?
Oh, that's the wrong, excuse me. One second. Poll 2. Okay.
Oh, yay! Mostly everyone got that one right. That is false. You can go on a study abroad program for your major, your minor, your certificate, your electives, any reason at all, you can go on a study abroad program. Click the next slide. So yeah, as I said before, you can go on for anything. We do have a study abroad by major on our website, which if we have time at the end, I can go over. And that's just a good place to get started when you're looking for your study abroad program, but it is not a limit at all. And I personally went on my program just because it fits so perfectly with my major, but it wasn't because it was required. And then courses taken abroad count as equivalent to ASU credits and go towards your GPA. So if you fail abroad, you do fail at ASU. So keep that in mind. And then you remain a full-time ASU student and maintain your honor status if that's something that is a concern. Okay, true or false? You have to go away for a full semester to be able to study abroad. Okay, most of you guys got that one right too. It is false. Go ahead to the next slide. So I personally did go for a full semester, but we have over 300 programs in over 65 countries that range from a week to a whole year. So you can really pick anything in between. We have our faculty directed programs over the summer. We have our global intensive experiences, our domestic programs, partnership and exchange programs. And these programs vary depending on whether that's like academic breaks like spring break or winter break. We have summer programs, fall and spring semester, and then academic and calendar year programs.
Okay, so I'm gonna go into a little bit of the benefits of studying abroad as an engineer, why you guys might all be here. So why study abroad as an engineering student? We know that your schedule is tight and we know that it may seem hard for you, but that doesn't mean that study abroad isn't possible for you. Studying abroad really offers you a true intercultural experience. You can learn better problem solving skills, to find how others see problems, to help them find a more effective solution. You can help learn to navigate through social and cultural circumstances that might be difficult, that might feel kind of sticky, to help work better in a team. And that can all kind of contribute to your success as an engineer in your future, as well as your career. But there's also a multitude of personal benefits that you can gain as well that may not necessarily be related to engineering. You might not take a class that's directly related to your study, to your engineering major, but it's still a chance for learning. We had a study abroad recruiter who was an engineering major, and she went abroad for a semester in China. And even though her classes weren't necessarily focused on engineering, she learned so much that she wanted to talk about study abroad to all of the students at ASU. It's really a neat experience. On top of that, you can expose yourself to research and internships across the world that you may not have been able to be exposed to before, as well as grow your network internationally. So we're going to dive a little bit into a program showcase. So we're going to go over some of the programs that are recommended for engineering majors that might spark your interest. Just a few things to keep in mind about our application deadlines. We have a September 25th, November 15th, and a March 1st deadline. These are recurring every year, so they're going to stay the same depending on which program, and they're related to what time of year the program is that you want to go on. So those things are just something you want to keep on your calendar. So we're going to have Yoshi Kobayashi talk about his program in Japan.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for attending this session. I'm an instructor of faculty-directed program titled Visualization and Simulation of Technology in Japan. I'm working for the computer science department and teaching a series of the game development courses. And then the intensive program is also, study about the serious game development, which is the game, not for the entertainment, but more like, scientific and educational purpose. As I said, it's a short 2 weeks, 16 days program between the spring semester and the summer season. Some of you are going to the internship, so I try to end the program before June 1st. So this year the program is scheduled between the May 15th to May 30th. And then the program is located in Tokyo areas, and then the objective of this class is to gain exposure to different aspects of technology and industry developed in Japan. Also, find a problem in your engineering domain to use a tool to visualize program and also simulate solutions that can be tested by other engineers. So by the end of the program, each of the students demonstrate some computational tools to demonstrate. It's open to any engineering the program, and also if you are taking the computer gaming certificate program, it's also the counted. You can earn 3 credit. It's a FSE, Fulton School Engineering 394, 300 level course. So you can take the ones. The program is scheduled, no, I'm sorry, in the morning from the 9 to noon, 3 hours lecture every day. And in the afternoon, we visit some companies, research institute, factory, and also the museum related to the technologies. So totally 10 days, but including the extra Sunday and Saturdays, then we enjoy it. After the program, you can go, I'm sorry, after the field trip every day, it's free time, so you can go anywhere around the Tokyo. And then at the end of the program, I offer some of the special event for you. So that's it for my program. If you have any question or some the comment, please post in chat, and I can respond to your question during this session. Thank you.
Thank you. And if anyone wants to check out the specific webpage about this one, the QR code will take you right to it, so you can scan it with your phone right on your computer. Okay, Penny and Chad, you want to talk about the program in Paris?
Okay, bonjour. Yes, we go to Paris, and I want to immediately answer. Guillermo asked something in the chat. GIT is part of Fulton Engineering, but the focus is not necessarily of our program for engineers. It's a bit broader. So we have had majors from everything from microbiology to accounting to TEM to, I'm looking through my list, to journalism, French. We've had all sorts. So don't feel that you have to be specifically within an engineering style discipline. The Fulton Schools of Engineering has many different homes within it. So just wanted to stress that. We go to Paris for the A session, which is May 15th through May 28th is when we'll actually be in Paris. And it's Paris and the Loire Valley. So we do travel outside of Paris, which is lovely. We will have private transportation. So due to COVID concerns and all that, do not be concerned, because we will have private coaches and ways to get around when we're actually in Paris. Paris is a walking city, just like New York, so there'll be a lot of walking. We focus on architecture for several reasons. One is you don't need model releases. People don't always take kindly of you photographing them in the street. So buildings and architecture is pretty handy. The other reason is architecture and great structures help you develop your eye for form and shape and principles of design, which is something that we focus on in GIT, which is graphic information technology. So you will learn to see differently during the course of this study abroad. If you want to see photos from past trips, please go to photo.asu.edu Paris, and you'll see some lovely photos from past trips. Actually, the picture here of the Louvre was taken by a manufacturing engineering student. So everybody gets to explore visually and grow. It is 3 credits. If you are a GIT major, it does count for an imaging focus or a technical elective, but I know it does count in other programs, but you need to ask your advisors how that would fit in, okay, with your programs. We take between 10 and I think our max this year will be 14 students, so it's a nice group. We have an extraordinary team on the ground in Paris and out that I've worked with. I've been going for over 10 years taking students to Europe. So I have a great team on the ground. We have a translator with us, a director, translator. I speak French, so you don't have to. and most people in Paris, if you try to speak French, they love it. But everybody in the city pretty much can manage English. Let me see, what else can I tell you? Why go? Why go? Well, I think everybody should get out of our little cozy environment every so often. It helps make you a better global citizen. The people from past programs that Chad Westover and I have taken are still in touch with each other. It's a wonderful, wonderful group and a great kind of alumni group that forms from that. I'm going to let the wonderful team in Fulton talk more about the scholarships and all that. I know one last question. You don't have to have your own DSLR, digital single lens reflex. You don't have to, although a fair amount do. We do have a certain amount of cameras we can lend out. And I really want to stress, it doesn't matter what your level is. I promise you, whether you're a beginner or you're advanced, and watch out, if you say you're advanced, Chad Westover is going to put you to the test. You will see better and different, and something Yoshi mentioned, after the day that we do what we need to do for the curriculum of the class, we often do have excursions, and you can more often convince Professor Westover to take you to the Eiffel Tower at midnight than me, but so I'm very grateful for him for that. So we have a lot of fun stuff that happens. If you have any questions, please ask it in the chat here. I will put my email in there, and I hope we go, and I hope you join us. So thank you.
Thank you, Penny. Okay, so I'm going to go into a little bit of the semester-long programs that are open and available for engineering students. So one of them is this ISA Euroscholars Research in Europe program. So this is a program you can go on for the entire spring or the entire fall semester. And this is particularly interesting for engineering students because you get to be a part of a research team at a prestigious university in Europe, which is really neat. It's not an opportunity you would be getting if you just stayed at ASU. You get to spend the semester in Switzerland. You get to choose. So there's 5 different universities that participate, and they're all based in Switzerland, the Netherlands, Belgium, or Germany. So you get to choose where you would like to spend your semester. The great thing about this program is that it's tailored to your unique experience and your unique degree. So if you are a biomedical engineering major and you want to study that and research about that, you can, and you get to tailor the program to what you want to study, which is really neat. And especially because not a lot of undergraduate students get the opportunity to participate in research, especially at a university that's so prestigious. So if you want to check that out, check out the QR code that's on there. The next one I'm going to talk about is the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology Exchange. So this is another semester-long program, but while the Euroscholars program that I just talked about was one of our partnership programs, this is one of our exchange programs. So this is like what you typically think about when you think about study abroad. You go and you enroll in a foreign university. And this is a program that can be for one semester, fall or spring, or you can even go for the entire academic year. So you get to study at this Hong Kong University of Science and Technology, and you get to study engineering. So that's really tailored towards engineering students because you get to take the classes that you would need to cover at ASU, like typical engineering classes, while in Hong Kong. And the classes are taught in English, so no worries about needing to know the foreign language. This one is actually a specific university that Fulton picked to partner with in Asia. It's one of the top universities in the world, so that's a really neat experience. the next program, so this one is called the SIRIUS program, the Summer Engineering Research Internship for US students at the National University of Singapore. It's a long title, so SIRIUS at National University of Singapore. This one you get to spend the summer in Singapore. So it's an 8-long week internship. So you get to complete, again, research at this University of Singapore lab. Tends to be a more competitive program. It's open to juniors and even motivated sophomores. So if you are really trying to up the ante, you can apply as a sophomore. Yeah, so that's that program. Okay. Again, if you have any questions, obviously ask them in the chat. We'd be happy to help you. And going on to our next poll. So there are no scholarships available for study abroad, and you have to pay for it entirely out of pocket. So this is poll 4. Oops. Oh no, I give you the answer.
No way.
You didn't see it. You didn't see it. Okay, well, I mean, you had a little bit of cheating, but it is false. So good job. So study abroad, believe it or not, is affordable. ASU students received over $1.4 million of scholarships last year, which to me is so unbelievable. Like I can't imagine that people would ever think like, study abroad, it's a hindrance to me. It's too expensive to go on. When we students received over $1 million of scholarships. So as a recommendation, we offer for students this Financing Your Study Abroad workshop. It's offered every other Friday at 3 p.m. And I'll go into more details about that at the end, but this workshop is put on by the Study Abroad office. It's done by one of our student recruiters. And it goes into more of the details and the financing stuff about study abroad, like learning what scholarships are even out there, if your financial aid will apply to your study abroad program. It kind of just goes into the nitty gritty about all of the funding side of study abroad. I also recommend you to check out our website. We have this specific scholarship search that is tailored towards only study abroad scholarships. So these are scholarships you can use for your study abroad program. On there, you can also find study abroad office scholarships that we give, grants and scholarships. Some of them even go up to $3,000. So I would definitely recommend looking for those. There's also department and college scholarships that are available. Fulton Engineering has their own study abroad scholarships, and I'll be getting into that as well as national scholarships. So like the Gilman, the Boren, and the Killen scholarships. Crazy thing is that financial aid may be available to apply to your study abroad program, and your current aid will likely apply to a semester-long program. I know it did for me. My program, as well as Cammie's, she said in the chat, ended up being cheaper than her semester at ASU, which is so wild, so crazy to believe. There's also other strategies out there for funding your study abroad. You can use crowdsourcing, community-based funding, whatever you need in order to get there. Got to make those dreams come true. That's what I say. So getting into some of the Fulton funding opportunities, the Fulton Schools of Engineering Scholarship. This is a scholarship specifically for engineering students who are looking to study abroad. It can apply to any study abroad program you go on. It doesn't have to be faculty directed. It can be any study abroad program we offer through our office. The scholarship is from $500 to $1,000, and the applications deadlines close on February 1st, 2021 for summer, fall, academic, and pre-fall GIEs. So you might want to mark that date on your calendar. It sounds like a pretty awesome scholarship to apply to. Question, are most of the deadlines around there? Good question. So it does depend. It depends on what scholarship. I know our office, a lot of our scholarships are due around the same time, February to March. So just kind of mark that on your calendar. You might want to start looking into scholarships and attend like the Financing Your Study Abroad workshop. That'll really help you. But start doing some research now because deadlines will be coming up next semester. Obviously, depending on which program or which scholarship you're applying to. But there's also this experimental learning grant that's offered through Fulton. This is a grant that helps to fund high impact practices that take ideas and concepts beyond the classroom. And specifically for study abroad, it applies to your study abroad airfare. So that can help take off some of the stress of like, sometimes that can be one of the most expensive parts of your program. So that's really helpful. And then for GI Bill recipients, if you're a veteran, chat with the ASU Pat Tillman's Veteran Center. They'll go into details about your benefits, and they can apply as long as the classes you're taking are applicable to your degree program as like upper division credit or program specific courses. And the VA will only pay towards the maximum in-state cost of attendance. If you have any more questions or this may apply to you, speak to the Jennifer Adam, and she'll be able to help you through if you're eligible to apply for the study abroad funding, and that can help you. Okay, we've got another question from Ashley. Can you do 2 study abroad programs over the same summer? And would it help? Would you be able to get funding for both? Good question. Yes, that's what Penny says. It depends on, okay, because it depends on what timing of the summer is, because some programs might be in the beginning of the summer, some might be in the end, and you can definitely go to 2. It just depends on the timing of it all. Like if they overlap days, obviously you can't go on both of them. But I mean, go for it. I don't see why not. And can you get funding for both? That is depending. So summer programs are a little bit more challenging when it comes to funding because Cami, I think you might know a little bit more about this, but the financial aid is a little bit different because it's a summer class. But your scholarships, if you apply for scholarships, can apply for either program. So you'll have to pick which ones the scholarships will apply to. But I mean, if you're looking to study abroad twice in one summer, go for it. That's awesome.
Can I just add something really quick, Lindsay? Because I take another program as well besides the Paris one. And I've had students that have gone to more than one program. They've told me they can't get from the same source twice, but there are a variety of sources. So you might get a Barrett scholarship, you might get a Fulton scholarship for another one. There are actually local scholarships that people in Arizona give out for you to go abroad. So it will take work, but it exists. I just wanted to put that in there.
That's helpful. Yeah, definitely.
And also on our website, the scholarship section, so you can see that.
Thanks, Cami. Mm-hmm. She'll do the work.
Yeah, you will.
Love that.
Amazing.
Okay, so we're getting a little bit towards the end of our presentation. So if you want to stay in contact with the Study Abroad office, follow us on social media. We are posting for inspiration all the time. We have an Instagram, Facebook, a Twitter, as well as check out our blog. So this is actually really unique. It's sundevilsabroad.wordpress.com. And here, these are all stories that are written by students who studied abroad before. So I think it's really helpful if you're thinking about maybe to studying abroad in the same spot and you're like, what's it like to study abroad in Germany? What's the day-to-day like? You can look on the blog and see someone's personal experience of what it was like while they were studying abroad there. Can kind of give you some helpful hints. There's like tips for packing, tips for anything you might need before you study abroad. And so our upcoming events, so we have our Study Abroad 101s. These are offered Wednesday at 1 p.m. and Fridays at 3:30. They're all offered over Zoom for the rest of the year. And we also, like I said before, have the Financing Your Study Abroad workshops. Those are, oh, excuse me. I said before that they were on Fridays. They are on Thursdays. Glad that's written in here. They're at 3 p.m. And those ones will go into the Study Abroad 101s are more of like a general information session. And then the financing, again, is more related to funding and scholarships and financing your study abroad program. We also are offering this Journey Begins workshop series all semester. They're different topics about study abroad, like different specific programs, like different unique circumstances. A lot of the workshops have already concluded for the semester. But we have them all recorded and they're all on our website. So if you want to look into them, we do have a few more coming up though, if there are some that you're interested in. And then I'd like to point out our virtual study abroad week. So that's coming up next week, which is really exciting. We're so happy about it. We can't wait. We hope there's a really good turnout. And so it's going to be it's a week long of all these different study abroad events, and we have our study abroad expo, so that'll be offered Tuesday through Thursday from 11 to 1, and there you can kind of have specific information sessions about the programs that you're interested in and get to ask questions to the professors. Like if you're thinking about studying abroad on a faculty directed program, you get to talk to the professors, ask them what it's really like, and that can really help get your answers for the questions you might have. So if you are interested, go ahead and register on our website. It's right on the front page, very easy. Yeah, and one thing too, I want to point this out. We highly recommend that you meet with your academic advisor before you study abroad, especially as a Fulton engineering student. This will really help you to make sure you're staying on top of all your classes, completing all the things you might need in order to acquire your degree. Especially since your classes are so tight. And that way, the earlier you talk to them about it, the easier it will be for you. That way you can be on top of classes you might be able to save. Like if you have gen eds coming up, you can say, oh, well, I know I did this for my study abroad. I was like, okay, well, I have this gen ed that I need to take before I graduate. I'm going to save that for when I study abroad. And I talked about it with my academic advisor and it worked out for me because I was able to take that and it could apply directly to my degree. So yeah, if anyone has any more questions, please put them in the chat. We are happy to help. I think Cammy's gonna I keep doing that. I keep switching back, so sorry. Cammy's gonna do a quick walkthrough of the website. So Cammy, if you don't mind sharing your screen.
Yes.
Awesome.
Okay, can you see that?
Yes.
Beautiful. Okay, so, this little bar is in the way because it's showing everyone's screen stuff. Okay, so this is our website. So I mentioned earlier that we have our study abroad by major. This is a good place to start. It's just major specific information, and you can go scroll down. Since we are focusing on engineering, we'll click on this. And then these are some programs that are just recommended for engineering students in the different areas of study. Go away. And then, so there'll be some quotes about why you should study abroad, which I think is pretty cute. And then a bunch of different programs and their information. So if you find one that interests you, you can just go ahead and click on it and it'll bring you to the program brochure. So if you are interested in a program and it says anything about, like it says, oh, this program isn't running yet, but you still want to save it and know when like the application opens up or anything, you're just going to click on this button right here and it'll save it and give you notifications about when that opens up. Am I correct on that, Lindsay?
Yes.
Okay, just double checking. So yeah, it's going to show you where the program's at, what terms that they run. So you could go for the fall, spring, or the academic year for this program. There is the program website. When I was studying abroad, I know I was very confused. I thought I had to apply through ASU and CIEE, but you don't. You just apply through ASU. And then the cost sheets are listed here. So I'll break that down really quick because it can be a little confusing. So it shows the application fee, which is $50. It's non-refundable. And then we have our program fees and the carbon offset fee, which I love because sustainability, and that's just for travel, and then the international travel service fee. So these are all fees that are going to be billed to your ASU account, like your tuition. And then down here are all of your, basically I just say it's, it helps you budget. So it will be about $1,400 for airfare. Could be more, could be less, but this is what you should maybe expect. And then meals, $1,500. So your $20,000 is not going to be billed directly to your account. It's going to be the 14,000, and then your scholarships may apply depending on what you have. And then if you scroll down, let's see if there's one on here. I'm looking for the thing where it says like, oh, this scholarship. Do you know what I'm talking about, Lindsay?
No, I don't.
There's like sometimes on programs, there'll be like scholarships that are listed specifically for this program or school sponsors. So if you just scroll down on the cost sheet, you can find those scholarships there.
Maybe pull up one of the faculty directed. It probably would say one on one of those programs.
Okay. I'll just go through this because then I can show you this. So this is our advanced search. So if you guys just want to like play around with this, you can, and you can like click on fall semester and it'll show every single fall semester program that we have, or you can do fall and something that's in business, and you can narrow it down like that, which I think is really helpful. So we'll just look for faculty directed right here. All right, it's going to show you all of our faculty directed programs. And I guess I'll just click on one of them. This one. This is actually this is a domestic program, so it is in Arizona. And then cost sheets. Oh, I'm not seeing it. But normally down here it'll say the scholarship, but I can't find one that.
Don't worry about it. That's okay.
Okay. And then as for funding, you can click over here and it'll give you all of our financing information, and then a link to the workshop. You can click on our scholarships and grants. This one's really helpful if you have one of these common ASU scholarships, and you can see what programs they apply for. So for example, the New American applies for exchange and partnership and global intensive experiences, but not for the summer programs. So that's personally why I chose to go on a semester program, and that's how my program was cheaper than a semester here, was because my tuition applied for it. So you kind of have to work with what scholarships you already have too. And then down here we have our search scholarships. So these are external scholarships that we put on our website, and they're all random. And even if it's like a couple $100, that can totally help with your airfare or souvenirs, meals, fun stuff like that. Is there anything else that I should touch on?
Go.
I was just gonna say, down here is our contact us, and you
Mhm.
can make an appointment. If you have no idea where to begin, you can meet with a peer advisor, and they can help you go through the programs and figure out, like narrow down a couple that you might be interested in. We also have our Study Abroad 101s. I realized I didn't go through the different program types very in depth, but our Study Abroad 101s are super helpful with that, because I know that that is very overwhelming. I was like, what's the difference between this semester and this semester? So that's really, really helpful if you want to figure out the difference between the different programs. Those are the two things that I noticed.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, if you guys have any more questions, our website is very comprehensive. You can really find any answer you might have, or any question, we have an answer for you. You just have to do a little bit of digging. But we are also more than happy to help you if you want to send us an email or just call us. So yeah, if anyone else has any other questions, we'd be happy to help. Otherwise, enjoy your Fridays. Have a good weekend.